podcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bullet Cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. You know we got no time for no opponent, just the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say. You know we about getting paid.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone aside, Phillip Brandon, joined by the Canadian Destroyer, BT Brandon Tanguma. You already know what it is. Episode 448? 448? Man. We're close, huh?
Close to what? Close to
449?
449? Yeah.
What is that in the background?
That's a cat, Phillip.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I know you're allergic, you don't like the dogs, but that's a cat.
I'm allergic to dogs. But yeah, no, I see the kitten. Okay. I didn't see exactly what it was. Shout out to the kitty.
Mm-hmm.
What's that cat's name?
Shout out Bailey.
Bailey. Oh, of course. Respectful.
Of course.
Yes. AEW pay-per-views are going to HBO Max for $39.99. What is this?
Yep. So we've been hoping it'd be on there for free. It ain't for free. Still gotta pay, but it's cheaper than what you can get for regular $49.99.
And you complain about the E for going to ESPN, but hey, you buy ESPN, the pay-per-view comes with it. You gotta buy HBO Max, then you gotta. You see.
It is like the UFC ESPN deal that was going on prior to their signing of Paramount, but it's one step closer to possibly finally getting those AEW pay-per-views on there for free. But AEW's pay-per-view market or pay-per-view revenue is a big aspect of their business. They do pretty well. Like, maybe they're not drawing 1 million buys or anything like that, but for the size of their company, they always kind of deliver on their pay-per-view buys because people know that if you get an AEW pay-per-view, you are going to get 4 to 5 hours of really good wrestling for the most part. So
for the most part,
they're not, they're seemingly gonna stick to the pay-per-view model. I don't know how much longer they can do that. AEW doesn't have a pay-per-view every single month. The back half of the year they kind of put them on every single month, as we've seen the last few. But once again, we'll advertise the VPN here. No free ads, but if you get a VPN, you go over to the England, you can watch them on Thriller TV for $25. So there you go. Which is what I did for Forbidden Door. And I'll be doing for this one.
I see. Oh man, I mean, this comes so All Out will be on HBO Max.
It will be on HBO Max, and they also announced that they blinked, going head to head with WrestlePalooza. They have moved their show up to 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. here on the West Coast. So
it's still on the 20th.
Still on the same day. Gives them a 4-hour unopposed window. Those AEW pay-per-views probably going to leak a little bit over 4 hours, so there will be a little bit of head to head. But if you're buying All Out and watching it live, for the most part, you're not going to tune out of the main event, whatever it is, to then go over to watch WrestlePalooza. But yeah, AEW, they blinked, which is understandable because, you don't want any, like I said, their pay-per-view model, their pay-per-view business revenue is very important to them, so they probably don't want to lose any customers. Now, how big is that? Is that 10%, 5%, 30%? I don't know. I think there's a lot of AEW people. I think AEW is at its strongest when it's a very strong alternative to WWE. And right now, WWE is not. They're making themselves look like the mean big brother right now, and I think that just helps AEW.
How?
By going head to head with.
Why doesn't AEW go head to head? Why doesn't AEW put on the show during WrestleMania?
Because they're smart and they know that for business purposes, as the lower company, you try to go up against head to head with as the second company in the country. If you try to go head to head with WrestleMania, viewership, you might draw a decent house, but viewership wise is going to be in the
Look,
toilet. And we see that with Collision. When Collision goes head to head on the same week or the same day as a WWE pay-per-view, they do not do well.
I think they just needed a day, and that's what happened. It fell on so they can even things out. I think that's all it was,
It was
guys.
just happenstance. Definitely was not a counter program from WWE.
No,
No, of course not.
no. All out WrestlePalooza. I mean, come on, which one are you really watching? You know what I'm saying? Matt Riddle, no shows in India. I told you guys. I said it for a long time. Nobody wanted to hear it, but they were like, but the scooter and flip flops, bro. Here we are. You see, yeah.
Yeah, not a good weekend for Matt Riddle. He no-showed an indie show over in the UK, and it was a charity event. And then, um, they come out, give their side of the story. Luckily, Grado was able to fill in last second for Matt Riddle to take on Simon Miller. And then Matt Riddle comes on Monday or a couple days later to respond to his side of the story. You hear one side, you hear the other side. Who knows exactly the truth? Maybe somewhere in the middle. But then he kind of goes on and he makes another video, which didn't have anything really to do with him. It didn't have anything to do with the event. But I think this is kind of where he's getting a lot of heat, is where he just kind of goes off profanity laced, talks about everyone just being dumb and morons, and threw a Me Too comment out there, which was like, brother, like read the room.
Yeah,
And
yeah. What was up with what's up with this guy?
yeah, I don't know. Like the first one, like the first video, he, maybe not came across the best, but at least he's like telling his side. He's like, okay, maybe the other company didn't mess up. But then he, like I said, he did that second video and that just kind of took away all sympathy I think people had for him. And then he got pulled from another show. I forget exactly what it is because of the Me Too comments. If you don't know, if you didn't see it, he basically said like, "Oh, you believed all the Me Too BS and stuff like that." Which Matt Riddle, I don't know if he was talked about during the Me Too movement, but he definitely has been talked about since then
Did he
about some
cheat on
stuff
his
he's
wife or
done.
something, or that was the rumor, or whatever the hell?
Yeah, Matt Riddle might not be the best person in the world. Kicked out of the UFC mainly for not being able to pass a drug test. People in WWE had some issues with him. He infamously had the thing with Goldberg, and probably some other people backstage because, I think Matt Riddle thinks he's a lot better than what he actually is. And, it's one thing when you're, the top guy, you can deal with that type of ego, but when you're the mid Carter, you know, stoner bro, people just kind of like roll their eyes at you. And hand up, we've been doing this podcast long enough. I was a big Matt Riddle guy, but he just didn't have he had some tools, but he just don't have all the tools to be a top guy.
Uh, uh, uh,
Yep.
uh,
And
uh, uh.
I saw someone tweet, I would not be shocked if we see a dark side of the ring on Matt Riddle soon. Maybe not soon, but 5-10 years from now.
Yeah, I tried to. Let's talk about another former disgruntled MMA star, Ronda Rousey, has been making the rounds, talking about how they made her work with Alexa Bliss because her merch sales were up. Yeah, yeah,
It's called the wrestling business.
yeah. MJF quoted that tweet. I thought that was hilarious. Uh,
The Ronda Rousey thing is interesting because she came in as a quote unquote fan, but then like all the things she has said since then, like maybe it's just her kind of being disgruntled that it wasn't the perfect run that she thought it would be. But then also she said some like really stupid things. It's like if you are a wrestling fan, you should like kind of understand like how wrestling works. Unless she was just very peripherally and she just liked Rowdy Piper and that was about it and just didn't like look into anything else because yeah, Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey, if they were to get into a real fight, Ronda would wipe the floor with Alexa, but it is wrestling. Alexa's a very popular person. She sells a lot of merch. She's not like a Johnny come lately. She's been around for a while. She's gonna be in toil in the main event from time to time.
yeah. I don't know what's going on with these people, man. I don't know what's going on. I mean, you can't really complain about your run. You had 2 world championships and you were in the main event of WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah, I think it just really comes down to the end of that first run where the crowd just got kind of turned on her and she just like never really recovered.
then
And
be a heel.
I mean, Ronda was a heel Ronda was a heel at the end of her UFC run, even though I don't think she noticed that either. But
Oh,
I
yeah, when
think it's
she,
just her person. It's her personality. She's very competitive. She's very, you know, if she's one of those people who, if she's angry at you, she has to. She doesn't like you, or she's like, gets angry at you. She needs to have a reason in her mind for that to be the case.
yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
But I don't think we're gonna be seeing Ronda Rousey on a wrestling show ever again.
No, 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 no.
People forget we did see she was on ROH like last year, right?
Yeah, yeah, she did yeah, or no, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, like just kind of random. Like, oh yeah, Ronda Rousey just on ROH randomly one day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
The Street Fighter movie we've been talking about forever because we got Cody getting written off, we got Roman written off. We finally have a announce date for it.
yes, yes, yes. October 16th, 2026. That's when that Street Fighter movie comes out. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, all of it, all of it is going
I
down.
did not realize. I guess Hiroki Goto was in this movie as well
I love it. You love to
because I
see.
saw a photo and it's like, oh, that motherfucking Hiroki Goto on there. Look at that.
Yes. Tonight is John Cena's final SmackDown appearance. He started in the Allstate Arena on SmackDown with Kurt Angle, obviously, back in 2002. What makes you think you have what it takes? Ruthless aggression. And then we were off to the races. Tonight is his final SmackDown in Chi-Town. You don't want to miss that. Also, Cena's final Boston MSG appearances are happening on November 10th and 17th. Man, Brandon, should we go to Survivor Series?
I mean, I do know some people going to Survivor Series down there in old Petco Park, beautiful ballpark.
It'd be the last time. When was the last time you saw John Cena in person, live?
Live in person. Oof, I'm trying to think because I haven't been to too many WWE shows recently post pandemic. He was not Hell in a Cell 2019. I don't think he was at the Survivor Series in 2018.
You see?
It's been a while, I think.
I think he was at the 2018 one, wasn't he?
Or was it 20? Did I go to 2019 or 20? I forget. Whichever one Brock Lesnar and
Daniel Bryan?
Bryan wrestled in.
That was 2018.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Man.
Anywhoots, we all thought like Cena's last match was going to be in Boston. That does not seem to be the case. Like you said, Boston and MSG, these are two Raw dates, November 10th and 17th. Tickets are going on sale either right now or very soon. So, two historic venues, two historic markets for Mr. Cena. Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I mean, we're in September. We got a little over 3 months of this John Cena retirement tour.
I'm not ready, man. I'm not ready to see him go, man.
Hey, it's a wrestling retirement. You never know, and he's young enough.
He seems like he's pretty like stern. Like, no, this is it.
No, we thought that was the case with Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels. They came back.
Well, yes, but you have that feeling about John. Like, no, this is it.
And he's not Sting. He's not like in his 60s where it's like, okay, yeah, physically I can see he's not going to do this again. But Cena, yes, he might be broken down a little bit, but he's still in his late 40s. He's still got like a 10, 15-year window where he can lace him up one more time.
I'll lace up the Pumas and the Jorts one more time. Oh man, big match, John. SmackDown, Sami Zayn won the U.S. title last week.
Yes, he did. Took on Solo Sikoa in France. A little bit of a surprise victory, I would say, from Sammy. But probably just something to continue the feud and to kind of, give it some legs and kind of have, I would assume Survivor Series in November. That's a long ass time. I don't know if they can get it that far along the road, but Solo's been kind of spinning his wheels a little bit, just kind of like doing, the same stuff and giving him a different opponent in Sami Zayn. I don't dislike it. I know people are kind of, rolling their eyes like, oh, Sammy wins another championship once again. But I mean, I don't have too big of an issue with it. I do think it's kind of another stepping stone for Sammy's story of becoming a world champion eventually, but maybe he never will get it. We'll have to wait and see.
Mm, So I'm reading this. Back to Cena for a second. I guess Cena's final match will be in DC and not Boston because Boston lost the bid.
And I mean, unfortunately, that is just the world we live in. TKO will pit cities and markets against each other, and they will say, "Hey, we will bring this to your town if you pay us and give us a bunch of tax breaks." And you know, who cares about the fans or who cares about the moments? We'll bring it to DC instead of Boston, where it probably should be. But you know, that's just that's business, brother.
That is business, brother. Nitro 30-year anniversary happened the other day. What are your thoughts?
I mean, can't believe it's been 30 years. The some might say the peak, the top point in
All
wrestling
of
history
America.
was the Raw Nitro Monday Night Wars. Now, unfortunately, both of us are too young to ever really experience it. I mean, I remember I first was watching wrestling and I was watching Raw when Eric Bischoff came out, and like clearly that was a big moment, but my dumb little 8-year-old brain didn't understand why it was such a big deal. I was like, who's this guy? I don't know anything about him. But clearly, Nitro was a big part of wrestling history, and like when it came out in '95, wrestling was not good in '94 to '95, and it didn't take off until '96. Clearly, when the NWO came out, and um, we try to draw a lot of comparisons between AEW and Nitro and WCW, but even though AEW might be going longer than Nitro did, WCW almost put the WWE out of business. And I don't think people realize that or talk about that enough. It's like, yes, WWF might have ended up winning the war and WCW like flamed out tremendously. But that 97 period, like the one of the main reasons Vince had to get rid of Bret is he just could not afford him anymore, and they were almost going to bleed out if Stone Cold didn't come along.
So, yeah, I mean, like you said, they always do talk about how they won the war, but they never get to like the. I mean, they always have talk like business was bad, we needed to change and all that. Wait, so yeah, but didn't Vince offer Brett like a 20-year contract and then he had to renege on that?
Yep, it was a 20-year contract going until what did that
2017 or 20?
20 yeah 2017 or 2016, 2015, 2016,
Yeah,
I think.
something like that.
But yeah, I mean, Nitro had a lot of highs, also had a lot of lows. I'm watching the Reliving the War series on YouTube. Shout out Wrestling Bios. He goes and watches every single Raw and Nitro, recaps all of them. Right now, he is in October 2000. I'm still kind of in June of 2000, so I'm a little behind. But as someone who never watched it, it's a great kind of learning experience to kind of look at everything. He even does the pay-per-views. So if you're interested in that and kind of don't want to, especially with the archives being in the state they are right now, where it's very hard to get everything all in one place. Uh, Wrestling Bios Reliving the War. I recommend it to go watch those if you are interested in watching
Speaking
wars
of
happened back in the day.
speaking of Inside the Ring, have you seen the new Ice Spice Lotto video?
No, I have not.
You really haven't seen that?
Um, well, now you're gonna make me look it up on YouTube now.
Check your Twitter.
I was gonna say, do I need to bring out the? I got some Vaseline cocoa butter. Do I need some of that
Whoa,
too?
whoa, hey.
That sounds like a yes.
Hey, no, absolutely not. Yeah, they put out a video of them in
They
the
got Get in
in
the
the
WWF lettering.
in the wrestling ring. You see, Drake mentioned Rhea Ripley as his muse. Do you see that happened?
Sorry, I'm watching the music video right now. Respectfully, of course.
Yeah. Did you did
Yeah,
you
apparently Drake sees himself as a like um very voluptuous goth mother.
I
So
mean, I don't muse can mean multiple different things, you know? Muse can be multiple different things. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. Jay needs Jimmy. You know, LA Knight and Jay, they're doing their thing with the Bronze. A more serious Jay Uso. You know, taking it back to, you know, really the Jay Uso that was in the bloodline that was so serious all the time. He didn't run back his entrance for the people. He didn't do any of that. So they're him and LA Knight have that promo, which leads to the match later on in the night. The Brawns decimate Jay. Jimmy comes out there to make the save. And remember, the things that were so key in the bloodline story were not the things that were said directly into the microphone, or the things that were caught off the cuff. Jay tells Jimmy, "Hey, I can't do this alone. I need you." The Usos getting back together? Huh? It's just Mews? Is it just Mews?
I mean, there's no Roman. We suspect Roman to climb up that vision ladder to take on Braun Breaker eventually. But in the meantime, while someone's got to go record Street Fighter, maybe we run it back, because what, they haven't tagged in a few years now, right? They haven't tagged since the Bloodline.
They tagged earlier this year.
I forget.
Before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's the viral video of Jimmy pop locking, and they made hella memes out of it.
Apparently, I'm not getting those memes, but
Damn.
yeah. I mean, I did like the more serious nature of Jay, but it was a little funny that he said he couldn't, yeet to give him the encore because his ribs are hurt, but then he was able to do it during the match later in the night. But, anyways, yeah, Jay, the Usos taking on the Brawns makes a ton of sense. Probably at WrestlePalooza. Yeah.
Oh, come on now, big 3D to Braun Breaker.
1D.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. It's the one. It's the one and done. It's the one and done. Hello. Come on now. But yeah, man. The Usos getting back together, man. Feels like I just heard Sam Roberts break it down, man. This is like a super team, so to speak. Jay came off the world title run, and then Jimmy, he hasn't held any gold, but he's been a constant mainstay on SmackDown, getting involved with the MFTs and being alongside Jacob and Solo and things like that. These are different Usos, man. These are different Usos than the ones that have the longest tag title run in the history of the company, man. These are different Usos that main evented WrestleMania 39 in a tag team match. These are different Usos.
Yeah, they almost don't feel like brothers. They just feel like two singles guys coming together. That's just kind of how much they've been apart, and now they're finally coming back together.
But come on, man. I think it's okay. If in the fall we have a little Usos tag run, I think that's high.
I mean, the tag team division is not really in the best of spots right now, and I don't see Jay as kind of being in that world title picture forever. And not saying it's a demotion to be in the tag team, but if you put them in a tag team together, you can elevate it. Because I mean, SmackDown has more tag teams, but none of them really mean much. While Raw, I just feel like it's the Judgment Day, the New Day, and the Viking Warrior Experience.
No, it's the Judgment Day, bro. It's just the Judgment Day.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can get like the Judgment Day taking on the Usos, and I mean, those could probably be some fun matches if people care about them.
Yeah, no,
and if you get Jay involved, people are going to care about it.
That's going to mean some business. I think the Brawns are going to get the tag titles though.
That's another way to get involved, is just have higher level people in the tag scene, and that's just is not the case. We thought maybe once Triple H took over, he would do a little bit more, because that NXT tag, at least the early NXT tag division, with DIY and American Alpha, they were
DIY went back to NXT.
Yeah, DIY, FTR, they were having good matches back in the day, but for whatever reason, their tag division continues to be an afterthought in WWE and kind of all of American wrestling. That's neither here nor there.
Maybe they need a certain mafia to come shake it up. I don't know. Yeah, so this happened, and then Becky slaps Punk. Punk wants Seth Rollins to come out. Actually, no. So no. Hold on. We got to get to the beginning. Punk is waiting for Rollins to enter the arena, and Rhea Ripley shows up and says, "Hey, I saw what happened to you. That sucks. I'll wait here with you." And then Adam Pearce says he's already in the building. I don't know how he got in. Blah blah blah. You get to it. Punk is out there. He's calling out Seth Rollins. Seth's music hit. Becky comes out, does her best impersonation of her hot husband. And then Becky, just degrades CM Punk, talks down to him like, I had to get through wrestling matches while they were chanting your name and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And then, Punk told Becky, like, your husband hides behind Paul, he hides behind Braun, he hides behind Bronson, now he hides behind you. Rollins walks out onto the stage, says, "Hey, Punk, come over here, come over." And then Becky just keeps getting in his way. Rollins walks to the back, turns around, just gets slapped. And what you call it? Punk says, "I'm gonna make your husband regret cashing in on me, and then I'm gonna make you regret ever putting your hands on me." So people are like, "Ooh." And then Punk asks Adam Pearce where SmackDown going to be on Friday. It's going to be in Chicago, as we just talked about. So a lot going on here, man. A lot going on here. Dissect the whole thing, Brandon.
CM Punk did the I call it the Randy Savage bit where he just stands in the middle of the ring and says he's going to take over the show. And Becky comes out. I thought they had a good dynamic back and forth between Becky and Punk because it was different. It wasn't Punk and Seth going back and forth for the 10,000th time in the past year. And I thought Becky made some good points, but as every heel should, you kind of see where they're coming from, but also they're not really delivering it in the most likable way possible. And then they get physical a little bit. And the clear tease of AJ Lee coming back. A lot of people speculate it's going to happen tonight on SmackDown. I don't know. I mean,
Look,
do you want to have it? Because she's coming back. She's coming back. It's a guarantee. But do you do it today, or do you tease it and like say she is coming back, but it's not going to be until WrestlePalooza to make people want to watch it?
One of a couple things is going to happen here. He's going to have a partner that's not going to be AJ Lee. No, why would Rhea Ripley insert herself in this on television? Nikki Bella has unfinished business. Or if he wants some muscle to really put down Becky Lynch, what's Jade Cargill doing? She's on SmackDown. What's Jade? They have a relationship that a friendship that you can see online. This friendship with Rhea was online. Now they brought it on to WWE TV a little bit. Huh?
I am not expecting AJ to be on SmackDown. I am expecting, like you said, it's either somebody else or, Punk. I mean, Punk's going to have some backup. He's going to have a female backup because they're not going to do man-on-woman violence.
Because I look at it like this. Who is the one person that you can bring out there that won't get booed because it's not AJ, and that's Rhea Ripley?
I think you're playing with fire. I think Rhea still will get maybe not overwhelmingly boos, but there will be some disgruntled fans that just like, oh, especially it's in Chicago.
I know, or you bring Nikki out there. I got some unfinished business.
If Nikki comes out, she'll get tortured. Listen.
You set the tag match up for WrestlePalooza. Nikki gets hurt. Oh my God, we need a backup. Who's it gonna be? Rollins is out there. Becky's out there at WrestlePalooza. Punk is out there. We're waiting. Let's light it up. Boom. The crowd goes crazy. The crowd goes crazy in Indy. Yeah. But basically, you don't have AJ Lee on TV until WrestlePalooza.
That was a long-winded way of just answering the question I asked at the beginning.
But I'm just throwing out all these scenarios. Like it could be AJ. It could be something. It could be Rhea. It could be Nikki. Like I threw Jade out there just to spice it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
WWE Jade comes back and helps CM Punk.
I don't think that's gonna happen. WWE loves their moments. So, and with it being the ESPN deal, I would suspect they really want
what a big moment
AJ to debut at WrestlePalooza, where you have to put it behind a paywall. Do not put it on. Well, I mean, it's just going to get clipped and put all over the place anyway. So it doesn't, at this day and age, it doesn't really matter because if a moment behind a paywall will instantly be on Twitter within the next 10 seconds. But I think that's their thought is like, do the Last Dance rumor but everyone knows it's AJ. And maybe straight up
Yeah,
advertise it.
yeah, like what they did with Punk and AEW.
So maybe, I mean, either you straight up advertise it or you just say Punk with the mystery partner. Or, like you said, like Punk tries to find backup, but he just can't because whatever reason,
Or
Oscar takes out Rhea or whoever's, Becky just, runs through Nikki and like everybody is gone and
or
Punk has nobody else to turn
he
to.
needs to make a choice between like Rhea and Nikki, and then he'll decide the day of the show. And then I found somebody else. Maybe that's he's walking to the back. They're both there. Sorry guys, I found somebody else. And then he goes out there for his entrance. Well, who did he find? Let's light it. Come on now, come on now.
Maybe they do some cheeky tease with some Chuck Taylors. Not to be confused with Chuck Taylor,
Yes,
the shoes.
because I don't know if you remember. AJ Lee once told a group of total divas, Nikki Bella, that you can't lace up her Chuck Taylors. Forget that.
Straight facts.
Never forget that. Come on now. Come on now. So we can't wait to see what happens with that. Dominic Mysterio retains because of El Grande Americano.
Yeah, I mean it was a great moment for AJ. Nice of them to kind of give him that thing in France, and I thought they did a good job of kind of letting the fans get it out of their system during the commercial break, so it didn't kind of get overstay its welcome. It still did it just a little bit, but luckily they kind of had those 4 minutes to themselves during the commercial break.
Yeah, Holmes.
And yeah, another, well, not another, the same Grande Americano gets involved, so maybe this leads into AJ and Grande doing something.
El Grande Americano. I love it. I love it. We'll see it. We shall see it. Um, Io and Stephanie. WrestlePalooza, the first match announced.
Yeah, interesting match. Should be a really fun match. I It's going to be interesting to see where they go. Stephanie, got over pretty quickly on the main roster, but they haven't done anything with her since then, which is a little strange. Now, yeah, the Naomi situation kind of threw a wrench in everything, but even at that point, I still thought they weren't doing anything with her. Io's kind of established, but she never really has that moment to shine as the top champion. Like even when she was champion, she was still kind of in the background behind Rhea. So I think you can go either which way on here. I really hope they just give him like 20 minutes and just have him have a fantastic match. Honestly, I think I just put on Stephanie and just run with her and see what she can get. But I don't have I'm not dead set on either one. I think you can make a choice for either one because Stephanie's on the best place right now. So if you give it to Io, Stephanie can make her comeback, maybe win the Rumble, win in the WrestleMania. I don't know. Do something like that. Make it
The
mean a little bit more.
Money in the Bank? No, I don't know. So okay, here 2026. She's either going to win the Rumble, the Chamber, or the Money in the Bank. Even though I see the Money in the Bank for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stephanie should be champion relatively soon, but it's just they still got a couple weeks to kind of build it up. But I mean, with Io and Stephanie, neither one of them native speakers, I would assume they're probably going to do a lot of kind of those backstage pre-produced videos, which I don't mind. I think they do a good job with those, but um, I just wonder how much they're going to try to build this up as a big match as they should. But with the possible AJ Lee match, Brock and Cena, I could see this one getting lost in the shuffle a bit.
And then they got to deliver. I mean, WrestlePalooza has the potential. I mean, think about it. You have a women's world title match, the possibility of an Usos tag match, Brock and Cena if that happens. If we do this mixed tag with Punk and them, possibly Cody and Drew. That's 5. And then yeah, man, whatever. Throw a 6th one on there. This WrestlePalooza could be something special, man. Could be something special, man.
Well, you gotta impress the mouse on your first day.
Who?
The mouse.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's listening. He's always listening.
Yeah, fuck him. AW happened.
AEW did happen. Week 2 at the ECW Arena, and we started off with a Darby Allin Death Riders brawl. Him and Gabe Kidd. So it looks as though we're gonna get Darby and Gabe Kidd maybe at All Out, or maybe at
I thought he was hurt.
Well, he had that cage match at Forbidden Door, and hopefully he didn't get hurt because Darby put him in a body bag that was chained up to the back of a pickup truck, and he dragged him like 100 yards or whatever on the ground.
Jesus fucking Christ. What's wrong?
Then we get the TBS title match. Mercedes Moné defeated Alex Windsor. Good match. Good match. I thought they'd tease a 20-minute draw, but they did not. They went to the finish with a roll up. Then we got Riho. She made her illustrious return, and so it looks as though we will be getting Riho and
Wait,
Moné.
Riho.
Yeah, little Riho. Hopefully Jim Ross is not on the call because he will just say how tiny she is and how she's, unbelievable, or yeah, literally unbelievable that she can't be doing any of this stuff, but she's still damn. But yeah, so Mercedes and
How long
Rio,
has, how long has Riho been gone?
uh, damn near a year in it, I feel like at this point, because I think she came back, had like a cup of coffee either against Tony Storm or like in the title scene a little bit, and
He
then
was the first champion, right?
yeah, first champion.
I think that's the last I remember of Riho was when she was the champion. That says a lot.
It is kind of crazy because now that we've been, AEW Dynamite's been a thing for 6 years. Riho, I mean, she's still a tiny woman, but she looks a lot older now compared to what she did back in the day. How old is Riho?
Road miles, brother.
Let's see. I'm gonna say she's like 26. Oh, 28. Okay, so she's a little older than I thought she was, but
Still younger than I am. It's crazy. Still younger than us.
but yeah, so Riho Moné, I believe, has already been announced for All Out. Then we get a tag title match with Brodito defeating the Death Riders
Which
to
Death Riders?
retain the B team of Yuta and Cesaro.
Shout out Cesaro getting mentioned on WWE.
Sorry, Claudio Castagnoli.
Getting mentioned on PLE still.
Yeah, well, got the League of Nations being talked about all the time, so can't leave out the League of Nations without Cesaro.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of League of Nations, Wade Barrett, what happened with Nikki Bella?
I saw headlines. I did not really dive into it, but Nikki she had a rough go at Clash in Paris, and I think Wade Barrett either called her out or said something on commentary, and then Nikki she has like her own podcast, I think, with her and Bree,
Yeah.
and then she talked about how I guess Wade was dodging her at Raw because whatever the fact, and then Wade came back and said I wasn't dodging her. I don't know. So drama.
Tune in on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But yeah.
Yeah. Main event, we had a super 8-man tag with Jet Speed teaming up with Kenny and Hangman taking on was it Takeshita, Fletcher, and the Young Bucks. And it was what you'd expect, a really fun match between everybody involved. Fletcher ends up getting the pin to get the win, bars, and then they pile drive Kenny through a table to write him off. Some mixed reporting on if Kenny's going to be gone, miss All Out, but so tease a little bit of the former tag champions Kenny and Hangman, but Kenny gets beaten down, so looks as though we're going to get Hangman against somebody at All Out for the
AJ Lee.
title. Maybe it's AJ Lee, who knows.
Throw all these names.
Yeah. Another
Yeah.
solid episode of Dynamite. Nothing too big in terms of moments or matches, but just another solid 120 minutes from AEW.
Shout out to AEW. Yeah, man. Yeah. What's today? Today's Friday. West Coast Pro has a show. God called in sick today. Go see that. A lot of West Coast talent is on there. Saw our boy Carl Fredericks last night.
How's he doing?
He's it was a brief interaction. Didn't want to bother brothers, trying to watch the wrestling. Saw him right before I went out for the did the little West Coast full court battle royal last night. Shout out to the crew, shout out to everybody involved. Check one off the list, I guess. Carl Frederick, the former Eddie Thorpe, he's wrestling a god called in sick today. So make sure you go see that. A lot of talents on there. Alpha Zoe, Starboy Charlie, Titus Alexander, Johnny Robbie, and the ADK. Shout out to the all day crew. Can't wait to beat them up. But just a whole lot of great talent. Go check that out. The Foundry SF. Yeah, Carl Fredericks he's chilling though.
Love to see it.
Yes, one of the many interviews we did in the early stages of this podcast. I think the last time we interviewed him was outside of a Starbucks in San
Jose.
Yeah, that was right before he went on that journey, that excursion.
Yeah, he was, I think, kind of a young boy with New Japan, and then he had a little run there.
Yeah. Then went on to become Eddie Thorpe and everything else. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week to talk more wrestling. You already know what it is. You know where to find us. Be safe and stay dangerous. You guys are.